What's up? Welcome to Diabolical Souls Presents. I'm your host, Gooch, and the panel's here tonight. So we're going over episode 6, X-Men 97. Last week we did episode 5, obviously. It was one of the heavier episodes tonight. Another banger of an episode. A lot of dialogue on this one. And there goes Zaxx is there now.
Bamf,
brother.
Bamf.
Bamf. Wow, I like that.
I smelled you a mile away.
You have to say, with the crack of flame and the stench of brimstone, like Chris.
Like sulfur.
Let's not.
That was so cheesy, Vaughn. That was so cheesy. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Yeah. So yeah, episode 6, X-Men 97. This one, Life Death Part 2. If anybody wants to read the comics, these are the ones you want to get. You want to get 186, and you want to get 198 X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. These two right here.
Beautiful.
So excellent books, excellent storytelling. This one's a lot of heavy dialogue on this one. 198. Barry Windsor Smith.
What's your address?
What do you think? It's address.
What?
Nice try, Zaxx. Right. So of course I got the panel with me. Badger, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic. I'm not going to talk that way the whole time. I'm great. I'm ready to get through this. Ready to go. It's a good episode.
Yeah, really good episode. And then we got Sammy. What's up, bro? How you feeling? You're feeling a lot better?
Feeling way better. Everything's great. I actually love this episode. So I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. So I'm interested to see what everyone feels about it. But I think I already know how Zack feels. So
yeah. He can't stand up right now.
No, he can't. He was wearing those overalls.
Yeah, he literally can't stand up right now.
No.
And Zaxx, finally, you're back. You're healthy, hopefully. And,
the leg thing was fucking weird, but otherwise I am good. I'm back. I'm happy to be back here and talking about good stuff. And eventually I sent Zack that thing you wanted, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, you sent it.
I'm at least a day behind on most stuff. So, I mean, I was here only a few minutes late, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I'm back. I'm a bit crispy. Been working in the yard all day. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you, brother. It's always good to see
Great to see you guys.
Yeah. And then we got Vaughn in his X-Men pajamas. He's ready to go. How are you doing? How are you doing, Vaughn?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing super well. It's been interesting, few days. Today I got a lot of work done, and then I had a fun interview with one of my artists. I'm hoping to interview most of my art team.
Yes, interesting.
Yes.
Yes. Why are you blushing, Vaughn? Why are you smiling?
I'm not because the chat was. All right,
Vaughn can't stand right now either. Vaughn can't stand up.
It's just if I stand, you're not gonna like what you see.
Oh God!
Let me be the judge. Come on.
Maybe you will.
Yeah.
Now you have to.
Now listen. That's where
a little advice, Vaughn. Never say that in your first date.
Trigger warning.
Okay. All right. I was going to. So I'm really glad you told me. Anyway, where was it going with it? Yeah, no, it's been good, man. I watched this episode a day before, which is actually normally I'm like down to last second, and I really loved it. Sorry, the chat. I was
I don't think it was that secretly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I've got a lot
Get on the nose, bub.
My comic is almost done. Oh, earlier I forgot to even mention because I got so much done after. I got the cover art in for issue 2 of my comic, so it's on its way.
Nice. And of course, we have Zack, who's going to be drawing a character or characters from this episode. What's up, Zack? How are you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm actually loving this drawing right now. I can't wait. I hope everyone that's in the chat stay near the end when I finish it. And I want to give a huge shout out again to Bo DeMaio. Without you, the show would not happen, bro. This writing is stupendous. I love you, Bo.
And everyone in the chat and everyone watching, if you could go on to your social media and hashtag bring back Bo DeMaio, for X-Men 97, that'd be fantastic. Because
Yes.
what Disney is doing is, my God, like man,
Breaks
they
my
just
heart,
they-
man.
Can we talk
they're
about that a
just a
little
rec-
bit?
Yes, go ahead.
So how much of it do we know they're actually redoing? Is it just this? Is it not just? They should not touch this. It's a masterpiece. And should we be concerned, first of all, that we should be downloading or buying this, in like physical media as soon as possible? How much are they going to change or damage this first season?
Just enough to take Bo's name off of the
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it?
probably.
That's my theory.
Yeah, because that's how petty they are.
Well, and Bo
He
did.
said
what
he
was
said
his
he had
crime
about
exact-
3 seasons written.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the seasons would have been, dude, more seasons with this writing. I mean, the
We're not
writing.
gonna-
Listen, the animation is great, but it meant the animation would have been good regardless. It was Bo's writing is what made the show what it is. Without him, I have no interest. There's
Well,
hundreds
and
of extra
understanding, right,
Yeah.
of the comics and the characters and how
Yeah.
intricate they all are.
And here's
And
the
they're
thing
like,
you don't
don't worry,
understand.
guys, we're sending it to the person who wrote What If. And I was like, oh,
Oh God.
great.
And here's what
Yeah.
we don't understand.
Yeah.
All right, we have the first season. Not only that, if you don't like Bo DeMaio, here's what you could do. You could, I mean, here's the thing: if they're gonna blanket Bo DeMaio, like you'll still be back for X-Men 97, right? That's their whole point. Is they think we'll come back anyway. No, because we have decades of X-Men history. You could go back and read decades, hundreds of issues, or you could watch 5 seasons of the original show. All right,
I don't think anyone's going to care.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Bo
No one's gonna
DeMaio,
care about
us fans,
Yeah.
we want that, right? We don't need the
Bo
show. Not written-
DeMaio does fans?
No, what I'm saying is we fans,
Oh,
we fans
I'll
want Bo
get in line.
DeMaio. We fans want Bo DeMaio. You know, that's what made us love X-Men 97. Right? We all came in skeptical.
Yeah, Zack
Yeah.
is just coming in hot tonight.
I am.
He's
Making up for
missed,
lost
he's missed
time.
some time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vacation. It's all good.
Where's
Yeah,
Joe's contact, by the way?
He couldn't make it tonight. So just a shout out to Joe. I hope you feel better, brother. We miss you here.
Miss you,
We'll
my
see you
fellow
next week.
Cyclops defender.
But yeah, I also want to mention. I want to send out the condolences and some thoughts out to the family that lost their father the other day in that shooting. That should never have been, never should happen. I just want to quickly mention that as well because some wingnut wants
shout out to Movie Cynic too.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna do that. I didn't know if I should or not, but yeah, shout out to Movie Cynic. I guess he posted, but like he lost his mother today, so of course, again, condolences to him, and he's one of the nicest guys out there. So
He really is.
in our thoughts there, brother. So yeah, X-Men 97, episode 6. Is there anything else you guys want to quickly mention before we dive into this?
See, I'm
Excellent.
loving
Back
this.
low to man.
I mean, all I gotta say is Storm is my favorite X-Men character, and I absolutely love how this episode was. So that's all I'm gonna say before we dive in.
Yeah. And a quick shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's do that. Mama Badger, thank you for joining us. It's always good to see you. Looking forward to more X-Men 97 talk. Appreciate you. Batman, wake up. Yeah, we're here, bud. We're ready to go. Thanks for joining us. Jay Goodwin. This show ain't no acolyte. God, I'm
So fun.
thank God.
I was
Yeah,
telling
right.
them about it.
Yeah. One of the OGs, Gemma's here. I've been looking forward to this one. Thanks for joining us, Gemma. I always appreciate you joining us. Rick Costa. Good evening, X fans. Another great episode. Yeah, thank you for the $2. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for joining us again. Let's give you a little.
On my way to work, I hit a guy.
Oh, that doesn't seem so bad.
Every day this week.
There we go. And if you don't know that show, then you need to watch Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. YSA is in the house. Thanks for joining us, YSA. Appreciate you. Eraserhead, one of the other OGs. What's up, Eraserhead? Thanks for joining us again. Asawatami, another one. Thanks for joining us, bro. Nos is in the house. Why does Blacks look like a chocolate Kinder egg since coming back from vacation?
Very healthy looking.
He looks the same.
Oh, Badger, I have to say this. I don't know what your actual height situation is, but you seem to be perfect like in costume right now because you're like the
Yeah.
lowest one on the
Yeah,
panel.
I
Um,
mean,
Do you want
yeah.
to tackle this one?
a little
Vaughn?
taller than I probably should be in the
Yeah. So
comic, but-
when my objectively correct analysis, yeah. So no, Chris Claremont didn't write me to be secretly gay. If he wrote it, it would have been rather
Overtly
obvious,
gay is what
much
he wrote.
much like how Mystique was obviously gay.
Flame
and
on.
you guys are coping.
Stunning and bravely gay. That's
Yes.
what I think we've got going on here.
Star Wars Marvel purist. Hey all, I had some friends who felt this was a filler. I love the Shi'ar Empire growing up. This episode was fire.
You need new
Yeah,
friends.
I didn't think this was filler
Yeah.
at all.
Hello.
I didn't.
Seem rather important, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's the,
Yo,
you know,
talk,
the,
what's
the
up?
episode where you found out Professor X is still alive.
I thought he was dead.
And
The whole
when
thing was
when
still- yeah.
Storm, it would have been better if Storm just came back with her powers and no explanation.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
Wow, Storm's power.
Well, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So
Hold on. Tell your friends that they need to give them a stern warning. They have one more chance, but that's it.
Yeah.
And then what are you gonna do to him?
Well, not be
Tell
friends
me.
anymore. Maybe take them on a drive and leave
Don't
them
need to
there.
turn this into a penthouse forum.
We
We're
can.
gonna turn this into an Eminem incident.
Maybe Red Shoes Diaries?
Leave the gun. Take the cannolis.
Yeah. Swimming with the fishes.
Swimming with the
I will say that as someone who only knows this for the most part from the MCU, watching and seeing is like, oh, is that what they were supposed to look like?
Yeah,
seeing
okay.
Ronin and
Yeah.
all that. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit. All right. How are they going to say that this is canon? Like, can't wait to see what their version of X-Men is compared to this.
yeah.
Yeah, the only alien that they got somewhat looking right was the Skrulls. The Skrulls.
Skrulls
Yeah.
looked great.
Yeah,
They were
but
too
no,
nice.
the Kree do not look like the Kree.
What's up there, Befouling? Thanks for joining us, brother. So in the beginning here for episode 6, we see the battle between the Kree Empire and the Shi'ar Empire. And it's just pretty much a battle scene going back and forth, and then it gets right to Deathbird here in a second here. She attacks the Kree ship here, goes right through the windshield, and attacks one of the pilots. And they close up the window and they tell her to surrender, and she's like, she just basically tells them like, no. You guys can what's the word she says here? I can't even find it here. She just mentions like she mentions something about justice or dying or something like that. And then we see Ronin approach and all the other soldiers ready to take her out. And as they're surrounding her, we see that all of the others that are led by Gladiator. These are the group best known as I can't remember what this group is called. This is the Imperial Guard. No, not the Imperial. The
Yeah, I think it's the
Shi'ar.
Imperial.
Is the red dude Gladiator?
Yes.
The red
The
dude
only
is
one I
Gladiator.
recognize.
Yeah.
I think I know that guy.
Another Marvel Superman stand-in.
Sorry. Deathbird says surrender, no, just perish. And so the Imperial Guard attacks from the back. So this is the Imperial Guard. This is led by Gladiator, who's right here. If you can see my cursor in the red cloak. This is Titan. We see Warstar, Starbolt, Flashfire, Mantra, all these other characters here. Yeah. So
Just to give a little bit of hindsight, these guys are fucking powerful. Gladiator alone can easily take down the Hulking thing with like
big dude.
without
Really?
breaking
I didn't
a
know
sweat.
because I didn't
He's
know
that
he was
strong.
that powerful.
Very
He's-
tall.
Yeah,
No,
no,
he's really strong.
All right,
Like,
'cause I was-
what is it? There's a Fantastic Four
essentially
issue
super-
that John Byrne did, and pretty much he went to town on the thing. Like he hit him so hard, he went through like multiple skyscrapers, and and then he just the thing just passed out. He was completely unconscious, and he tried to protect the rest of the FF, but he couldn't do it. It was crazy.
That's
Thanks,
interesting. I
Nas. Thank you.
Because
for
I
that.
knew, because I know he goes toe to toe with
You're a
Colossus.
twunk.
I know he was stronger than Colossus, but it wasn't until like people started
Oh,
saying
he
that
was
he was
being
that
nice.
powerful.
He was just being
Okay.
nice.
My
Who
face
you
when I
ta-
realized that's Ronan.
Yeah. Well, you didn't like how they portrayed Ronan?
No. Like
Oh.
I was like, oh, that's what he should have looked like.
Oh yeah,
And,
no,
like,
yeah.
acted and sounded like and shit. Like, yeah.
yeah, no. He,
Yeah.
I love the way that he looked in this.
Yeah, and Deathbird kind of just is ready to take him on, and as he's ready to respond back, he gets knocked out by. Well, let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, these scenes are not going to let me. Wow. So yeah, Gladiator punches Ronan to the like across the room and out. And Deathbird thanks Gladiator and walks over to Ronan, tells him to surrender. And she's ready to. She wants information from Ronan. Apparently, she needs information about, where the Supreme Intelligence fled from the Kree, and he's not willing to give information at the moment. And then we
It's Annette Bening, right? That's the Supreme Intelligence. We all know that's Annette Bening. Sorry. Captain Marvel did it, not me. His abs are really impressive. Is that supposed to be Adam Warlock?
That's Vulcan, right?
Yeah, that's Vulcan.
Oh, it's Vulcan. He looked golden skin. I'm racist. Sorry, they all look the same.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing that they added him to the Imperial Guard because obviously he is a more recent character, right? Vulcan.
I don't I
brother.
don't remember some of these characters from the
So like a cousin to
Claremont
Scott.
books.
And...
Yeah,
He is the hidden brother.
yeah, he's the hidden brother.
One of how
But it's
many?
so funny that they mentioned that because they put up a big stink about Xavier being Terrian, and he would technically be
Golden
Terrian.
Lives, man.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I didn't think.
And
of that.
well, he's willing to take out these guys, but like flame out their heads. And as like they're wanting to get information from Ronan, she gets interrupted by a messenger interrupting and saying it's your sister. There's a message from Lalandra just talking about.
Good job on the name. I thought you were gonna fuck that up.
Why would he mess that up?
Because
this is
Princess
comic-
Laundra
comic-
would be somewhat of a hard
If you
name
know
to
me, I screw up
Yeah.
names. That is my thing.
Yeah.
Unless it's Japanese, then you nail it.
Yeah, unless it's Japanese. Yes, so true. So Lalandra announces that the Terran that saved the entire universe from the Deacon, her brother,
Damn Terrans.
and the Dark Phoenix. She mentions that she had her heart opened by this individual, and announces to the High Council and the loyal people that she shall be married to a new Emperor, Professor Charles Xavier.
They didn't
And
seem happy.
No, they're not happy.
No.
He, as we get into this, he talks about like how they're like birds, and I'm just like, are Shi'ar birds? I never got that when I was reading the
They got,
comics.
like hollow bones and
Yeah.
shit, or
Yeah,
I mean,
Like-
they all seem to be very bird-like in dress and everything, but I never took that away
Yeah,
from the
feathers on
comics
their
either.
head. Yeah.
she sleep up in a tree or something? And like, what is the?
Yeah.
I mean, they do have feathers right there, clearly, but they're like
Yeah.
peacocking with their hair.
coolest,
I mean, that's what I'm doing. This is called peacocking, right? I got to get their
Yeah.
attention somehow. So
the coolest introduction to them, like besides reading the comic books, the Ultimate Alliance PlayStation 1 game.
Oh yeah,
so
there's
good,
a
dude.
huge,
Both of those
huge
Ultimate
story
Alliances, but
arc
yeah.
where they're the superheroes. You have to go on the Shi'ar Empire and help save Lalandra. So you get a
damn.
lot of background on their whole culture and how they go, their whole way of life and everything. It's so cool, man.
Man, I couldn't get past the stupid water level in that game, and so I just
You're stupid.
I-
Don't you dare shit on Ultimate
Wow.
Alliance.
I'm not shitting on it. It's shit on me. I couldn't get past the stupid water level. I couldn't figure
Sounds
it out.
like you're not good at video games then.
I'm not
So-
disagreeing.
gotta get good, bro.
I'm not
Uh,
disagreeing.
I'm
I was
very
a stupid
toxic.
kid.
So this moment right here, where she announces the marriage and the engagement to Professor X,
God, the light.
everyone's in shock. Everyone's in complete shock because he's a Terran, which is from a different star system. And
You say that like it was a slur.
It is because she like
but-
Deathbird actually says they come from a Milky Way ghetto. So,
Well, we are
and
the back end of the galaxy. If you look at us, we're sort of out of the way.
yeah.
What are you, anti-Earth propaganda?
I'm just saying, if you look at the real estate of the Milky Way, we don't exactly have a good spot. Sort of on the ass end of it.
I love it here. I'll stand by my planet, and we know who will sell us out to the aliens. This guy.
Maybe I already did it, bub.
Yeah,
I believe it.
And Deathbird smirks at the news. So knowing that what she can put in place.
Is that a horse creature?
That is a horse creature.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another old.
This one. What's
That's
that
another
planet?
old,
I'm asking for a
character.
friend. No, it's the Shi'ar. Is it really a species?
It's a species.
Horse. Oh my God, that's hello.
I don't know the species.
PC?
They come to Terran. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
No,
They
that's
see
another
horses.
old Marvel character. Dude, this is why Bodemile really
This is deep
picked out
cuts.
all deep lore
That is deep cuts.
characters, like characters you're not going to see
I feel
if you're
seen.
just picking up any comic. But it's like, I know this character, he's got to be in this, even if it's just a second in the scene, and it just like makes it that much better for me.
We got to be accepting, Mom. I don't. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Horse people are horse people too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What do
all
these
about
hung like?
bringing. Yeah. Well,
Just
that's a good question. Yeah. There's so many other questions I want to ask, but
That's a stereotype of their race, Zaxx, and I'll thank you not to repeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's microaggression.
It's not micro at all.
Yeah.
Macro.
Macro. Very macro.
Macroaggression. Yes.
So yeah, Charles and Lilandra are in the garden discussing if they will accept him as a Terran, and Charles wants to return to his children for a visit, and she's like telling him that it's probably not best. She asks him to message him the mutant X-Men, and so they can come for a visit and come for the wedding, and he's willing to accept being on this planet with Lilandra. He's happy. He's in love. He's got these robotic legs that work for him.
New legs.
New legs. He's
Sorry,
you
just
were
watched
talking.
Forrest Gump. So
Yeah, I
we're
was just gonna say.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help doing it. Lieutenant Dan is very fresh in my mind right now.
And
He liked
Amy,
it, by the way, he
we're
liked
a lot two peas in a pod.
it.
I'm sorry I got in a fight and ruined your bird people party.
Yeah. Yeah.
You son of a bitch, you win. Yeah, I much enjoyed this part of them together than I did the first, probably because all the meat of it is here in the conclusion. But yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay, so
Origin Storm.
Yeah. So
Yes. Go ahead, Vaughn, because I want to
Well,
touch on this part especially.
yeah. Well, because I was going to say, because it's interesting that they had life death wasn't just the life death in the comics was like Storm and Forge. Well, and then just Storm later, right? But this is a looser adaptation of it. But then it's interesting that they paralleled it with Charles and Lilandra. I think that's interesting that they decided to parallel two love stories, like adding this one to life death, and I actually felt it worked.
I wish they would have dabbled in, because in the comic they go, especially in 198, they go.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's East. They go to East Africa, where Storm's heritage, and she.
Forge isn't even in that
is-
one, right?
Yeah, he is. He's in
He is?
that one. Yeah, because Forge originally, like, Adversary is not really in that book.
No, she's in
which-
Fall of the Mutants.
Yeah, so he does everything like a hologram or holograph. Like he creates like these scenarios for her to push her to get her powers back. But in this one, they use the demon so she can find her true self. So I mean, a different twist. I like where they go with this. But I wish they would have brought the East African descent part of it into it, because I mean that's where she's from. She's like self-reflecting. She's trying her best to gain her powers back. So that's one thing I was kind of questioning. I even asked, I did send a message to Bo about that. So I'm sure it was all based on time and probably the direction that they probably wanted to go with at the time. But I don't mind this. With Forge needing help from Storm here, and Storm treating him for his wounds. He's got that demon bite on his left shoulder that is taking over his life, and she mentions if it goes to his heart, he's going to die. But adversary is lurking in the shadows, and he's constantly pushing Storm to an evil place, like saying, how many have suffered from his gifts? How many made slaves? And he's constantly pushing her, and then he says, Forge made his bed, let him die in it. Trying to get into that area of like the darkness for Storm, and she's not willing to accept it. She just keeps refusing the temptation from adversary. Again, she says, like, you're not going to break me. And so we see this back and forth between the two, and as it's going along here, she mentions all lives deserve saving, even his. And Storm kind of gets into this like little hallucination, like a little, I guess, hallucination, where she's trapped in a cup. She's trapped in a coffin, and he's constantly, tempting her to, get angry and let out that anger. And
it's like a vision quest, maybe, I would say. Almost.
Maybe, yeah. It was like I don't know how much of it is because she falls.
How much of it is real? Yeah.
Yeah, because she falls, right?
What I loved about that was without watching the previous cartoon from the 90s, Storm is a huge. She's got a huge fear of being claustrophobic. So in that scene, I was like, oh man, that was beautiful. They didn't have to do it. You just kind of get the sense that she is, just because it's based on the fear, and he's trying to screw with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Zack, they do everything on this show, right?
Yes, they do. And so as adversary's like hovering over her, and he's actually even wrapping around her, and you can see the red. This is a perfect spot. You see the red in her eyes, and then Forge pops out with a magical book, and he actually
Doctor Strange-y magic.
Yeah, which is different because I didn't know Forge could do this.
Isn't it? Well, I didn't know Ned
he
could
does.
do it in No Way Home. Isn't it anyone, as long as you got a shred and you got the book, like might as well, right? Just do the hand movements the right way. And
well, no, if you remember in
Yeah.
Fall of the Mutants, that he's it's the same storyline that the adversary is the antagonist in. Forge does do this. He uses magic powers. If you remember, he sacrifices the X-Men. He has to perform the ritual.
Well, of course, if you remember that, we all do. Yes.
Sure.
What's up, Jenna? Thanks for joining us.
Going to consult the sacred text for me. Thank you, Vaughn.
Yeah. Like he actually traps the adversary into the book and sends him to the desert, to a black hole in the desert somewhere, and then Forge then collapses to the ground, weak from using all this power. And it's his mom's book, apparently. And she taught him how to use it. And she wrote about a cacti, the midnight chala, which grows in the nearby caves, and it doesn't need sunlight. And its aloe is a powerful magic and medicine that could be used to help him heal. And so Storm and Forge discuss who's going to go get it. And obviously he's wounded and he's weak. He can't go. And she's willing to go, but he doesn't want to be left alone. And so they decide to ride together because Forge doesn't have much time left and he doesn't want to die alone.
Bro, Storm is hot in this. Like, I know it's
she is.
She's crying and she's scared and all that, but like the way she's drawn.
I love when they're crying.
Yeah, she's beautiful. And her, like, you motherfucker. I was trying not to make the joke, but like, without sounding like a serial killer, she's drawn really beautifully, and like her features and all that. And the eyes, they pop with all the darkness and the demon shit. Like,
and there was no job.
Yeah.
Zaxx definitely missed us. He's coming in hot.
At least he said it. I thought it. He said it.
Yeah.
No, but I see why Forge is like fucking simping for her, because I'm normally more of a rogue guy, but like, yeah, Storm's good.
Honestly, in the books, I always
She's
had a
more
crush on
vulnerable here
Storm.
than,
Storm and Black Cat were the ones I had crushes on.
Oh
when I
yeah,
was a
well,
kid reading
Black
this
Cat, Black Cat.
Yeah, Black Cat. Yeah.
Alicia, alrighty.
As in the words of Zack.
Down, Tiger.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, and Andrew can't make it tonight because he's not feeling well from watching Acolyte episode 8.
No.
So
Scissored too
he
close
says
to the
he
thread.
he might need to go to the hospital.
We all do.
He's too
Yeah.
close to the sun. Yes. Perfect.
So now we're seeing the introduction of Lilandra and Professor X as they approach and go to their thrones. You got Lord Araki questioning the marriage, saying it's probably not the best time, seeing as we're at war with the Kree, and it's dividing some of the Shi'ar. And so she's not standing for it. She's comfortable with everything. And then
Aggressive
Deathbird arrives.
mascara.
Yes, very aggressive mascara.
Like Padme, hold my beer.
Deathbird arrives. Your consort was born of the wrong side of the stars. He's Terran. A union with the Terran would bind the Shi'ar into alliance with inferior home world. Xavier would see his Milky Way ghetto become our new throne world. And Deathbird asks to involve the right of Madasha. So
I object. This is
yeah,
offensive to Terrans.
she's highly against this, and most of the Shi'ars are along with her on this. So, Vaughn, I'm surprised you haven't said anything here. Usually, you love talking to X-Men.
Consulting the
I do.
sacred text.
Oh,
I'm not actually, yeah, because they're right up here. They're always right up here.
No.
No, this is no. I think it's interesting. You know, Bo had mentioned that this was more of a metaphor, honestly, for like colonization, whatever. And I think if you want to do politics and stuff, this is how you do it. Honestly,
yeah.
I think he did a very good
Allegory.
job. I think in themes and allegories and rooting in human experiences. I don't feel personally that this was too heavy, but I felt it felt natural because I was always he's asking questions where I was always like, yeah, this marriage, I just don't see how it could work between Charles and Lilandra for all these practical reasons, you know.
It would be a bit on the nose if she got shot right through the headdress suddenly. That would be a little too political. We got to go through allegory. Sorry, get it? Jeez.
What's up, AJ? Thanks for joining us.
Jay?
Yeah. So, and then Deathbird asks that Professor X renounce Earth and erase all memory of life there.
That was dirty.
And then also the X-Men, and then Lilandra must be the one to scrub all his memories, which is very dirty.
Ugh, that dirty bitch.
Whoa, language.
Oh, we're not allowed to say
that. So then we get to this scene right here, where Professor X is standing in front of the statue here of these two individuals, and Gladiator kind of joins Professor X here. And he gives him some history on the statue, and he talks about you're standing in front of Shara and Kithri statue. They're the highest gods. The union of Shara and Kithri is at core of their principles to bind various cultures into one for the sake of the galactic peace and harmony. And then Professor X mentions Rudyard Kipling here. And he asks who Rudyard Kipling is, and basically gives him a very poor explanation of that. But we get Lilandra entering, and she's talking to Professor X, and she's asking, like, are you going to do this? And Professor X says, like, you've given me a home, and you saved my life, and you give me everything of yourself. I should do the same. And so he's willing to accept the Deshama, sorry. And so we move on to the next scene with Storm and Forge, where they're going to it says right here, Snow Snake Tower, which is like in the book, it's in Dallas, right? Where Storm
What my wife calls me.
Snow Snake.
Snow Snake Tower.
What is your porn name?
No, that's Rich Handsome. That's my
Is
porn
it?
name.
Hang on, let me look it up.
I have
those are your
tainted the
pronouns.
Gooch's show. No.
Yeah.
Rich Handsome.
Yeah, in the book, they're in Dallas, Texas, but it seems like here they're in like either New Mexico or Nevada or something like that, because you would see this kind of mountain range in like
Arizona, New Mexico type area for sure.
Yeah,
Or Arizona.
I'm in Canada.
It's a
We got
mesa.
igloos.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, like, and so this is apparently where the cacti is. So they have to go inside.
Something yucca tree.
Yeah, that's no yucca tree.
No, those look like yucca trees.
Uh,
It's a thing. Joshua tree, yucca trees. There's a thing.
So
I've never been to California before. It's a thing.
The more you know.
The more you know.
So they enter the caves here, and this is where the Civil War, apparently they hid a lot of their equipment here, and he's saying it was built here, but then explains that it was actually built during the Plains War decades earlier. And there's the comment of, you know, didn't they wipe out all your people? And he just kind of mentions that, well, they said they were here hit to help. So basically talking about colonization. And that's in that sentence. There's little snippets here and there of some historical zingers, if you want to say. Just which, I mean, you could take it either way you want. I thought it was cool, but I mean, some people can take it the wrong way, and whatever. So they're entering the cave, and Storm has to crawl into this very, very tight crawl space of a tunnel, and she's like Zack said that she's afraid of being in tight spaces.
He's not afraid. All right, sorry.
Yeah. I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
So she's facing she's facing a fear right off the hop right there. Then it goes back to Charles in front of the council to complete the rite of Imdasha, and agrees to renounce Earth from Earth. And then he pauses when asked if he's gonna renounce the X-Men, and he doesn't say anything. And then Deathbird arrives and said he insults all Shi'ar. And so this is where everyone starts getting upset, starts fighting, and we see like Deathbird and her guards start taking shots, and you see Gladiator defend Shi'ar, and he actually punches, which I was shocked when I watched this again.
Yeah,
very based. He punches her right into the wall, and I'm like, "Oh, they allowed that."
Gladiator don't give a fuck. Yeah. His whole morals.
He's all about equal.
Well, he is, but the point is that characters who have that mentality are normally not allowed.
The gauntlet of
I didn't even think of that.
unisex.
Actually, I'll be honest. I didn't even think of that. I'm not even in that headspace anymore.
Equal rights
when I'm
and
watching
left.
this show.
Well, I like, for me as a kid, it didn't bother me. Like but like with everything that's like, everyone's so bloody sensitive about everything. I was just like, when I was watching it, just all of a sudden kicked in. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that they allowed that. But
there would have been a while where that would have been.
I didn't even.
Thing.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I guess so. That would have been. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting good writing again here and there.
Remember that? Do you guys remember that
Slipping
X-Men
through.
Apocalypse poster where they like had to take it down?
Oh, that's right, because
That's
fucking
right.
Apocalypse was choking out Mystique.
Which was
And that
like,
was all violence
Oh,
against
yeah.
women, yada yada yada.
Right.
Well,
And it
and
was
as
like-
we know, Jennifer Lawrence was the first woman to do
Ever.
anything ever.
To do any
True.
solo star or fighting movies, yes.
Yep. So
incredible.
she-
Thank you,
it's
Jennifer
like the
Lawrence.
first lady, if you will.
yeah, he defends
Hunger
whoever's
Games,
on the throne, because like Lilandra tells him to arrest Deathbird, and Deathbird actually goes to attack Lilandra, and then he just stands in front and knocks her the fuck into the wall. Like, he really hammers her. Yeah, it was pretty cool scene.
And then,
And
in
then-
case you didn't think that Gladiator was not a Superman stand-in, he basically blows everybody over with his breath, which I loved how that looked.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much of Superman stand-in he was before this.
Yeah,
episode.
he is.
His
It's
down
like
the same thing about Hyperion from Squad.
that's like him, Hyperion, and Sentry that are the three.
Sentry's the one I hear about all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it was supposed to
Yes.
be Steven Yeun or
He's
whatever.
Chinese now.
No, he left. It's someone else now. It's a white dude.
Lives,
Yeah. Take
I love
that,
Steven
Zaxx.
Ah,
What's up there, Sherry? Thanks for
I
joining us.
quit.
He probably won't be Jack. He probably won't look like Sentry in the comics.
Hey, Sherry.
I bet Deathbird liked it. I bet she did. So yeah, she yells out the guards to shoot and fire upon everyone in the council, and then we see this. I'm going to say a clusterfuck where everyone just starts attacking each other, and you see Lilandra and Deathbird facing off. You're seeing Gladiator taking on these other guards. You're seeing the council getting up and trying to leave, and then Charles Olsen, he uses his psychic abilities and brings everyone into a classroom session, which was weird. Like when you think of it, like they're they're getting to leave, and Charles is like, "You're not going anywhere."
He's
And he
ever the
puts ev-
professor.
Yeah, he puts them in literally in a classroom setting. And when they go to speak up, he tells them they have to raise their hand.
yeah, no, this is awesome.
And he's like, yeah, it was just very condescending and childish at the same time.
Petty. He's so
when,
petty.
he puts that apple in Deathbird's
Oh,
mouth.
excuse me. Yeah. No, was it in Gladiator's mouth or was it a Deathbird?
Freeze
No, it
frame.
was in Deathbird's
No,
mouth.
it's Deathbird.
Violence against
Yeah.
women? Question mark.
Yeah. Gagging women? Question mark.
Yeah.
So Storm. We
As
we're
we
back to
did
Storm
it.
crawling through the tunnel, a very tight tunnel, and you could tell that she's uncomfortable. She's looking for the cacti,
Go on.
and
What is up with us this
Slow.
episode?
I don't know why.
it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
And then she kind of falls through a crack, and she loses the flashlight, and she's hanging on to the edge, both edges. And yeah, she lost the flat. And then you see Adversary climbing up. Great shot here.
Again, the
really cool.
Adversary, I keep saying it, but so much cooler than the comics. Like the
I agree,
design,
dude.
everything. He's just like a guy, and don't get me wrong. Well, actually, he's not even that cool looking of a guy. He's kind of a guy.
Nah.
But in
He's
this,
got the
it-
No, he's just like a Native American dude. Like it's not.
What's up,
Yeah.
Joker? Thanks for joining us,
man,
brother.
I can't believe you got the actual Joker in this chat. It's crazy.
Super
No,
cool.
and
Joker is-
Batman.
And this is why Joker's cool as fuck. Thank you, Joker. I
Oh, Joker.
appreciate you, bro.
Okay.
Shout out.
I appreciate you a ton, bro. Let's give you this one. Yeah, I'll give
I'm
you
the
this.
Joker.
Help me up. What are you doing? Nothing, lady. We're just getting some pizza. Pizza my ass, you fucking frogs! How do you like it, huh? Thin crust or deep dish? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was gonna say the balls on this pup to start to do a Joker in front of Sammy and me. Don't
Yeah.
you uncork the demon, son? You'll
Yeah.
get both of us on you.
Can't handle the smoke.
He can't handle this. Good times.
No, but I agree what you're saying, Vaughn. I like this better where it's
Peace,
more,
brother.
more of a like a totem. And there's plenty of shots too where he's talking and his head's spinning around the whole time, and they have this great effect on the actor's voice. This was
He's
probably
super
one of,
creepy.
But
Yeah.
is he is he in her head in this version? Because in the
Thought
what's
it was
going on in
both.
this? Because I thought it was both. It was an actual thing attacking them, right? And it just helps work. Because in the comics, it's not. It's a spirit that.
it's
poses
like
as-
it's almost like what Shadow King was doing.
yeah.
And I like that too, because she has already been haunted by an entity like this, so to be able to fight one again, it's it's cool to see. And like I said about the voice acting with the Adversary, I was watching this in the other room, and my wife kind of came in and she was like, "Are you watching a horror movie? I thought you were watching like this X-Men cartoon." And I was like, "No, this is just like this crazy ass character from the X-Men cartoon. This is what what it sounds like."
What the hell are you watching
really...
in here without me?
Yeah, yep.
X-Men.
Yeah, don't worry. It's
Desperate
their
Housewives.
I thought you were watching
Desperate
something.
Housewives.
yeah.
Snow Snake would not do it without you, or whatever the hell we're calling
Yeah,
it.
the
Snake
Snow Snake, Snow Snake Tower.
And then we get this scene right here where adversary's climbing up to the crack out of the darkness, and she thought that he was like sent off to some other dark area, and he's crawling up and again trying to tempt her and feed into the. It's really cool. I love the look at adversary. The animation I feel like keeps on getting better per each episode. I feel like everything's getting cleaner. The definitions, the line work is nice, and she's starting to fall down the crack, and then she realizes that it's not just the demon and the executioner's neutralizer that take away her power. It was a lie that was told to her, and she believed it, and she now realizes it's not to believe in the lie, and she finds herself, and as she finds herself, she gets her powers back, and she takes out advertising.
This is so fucking gorgeous, dude. I was like, yes, let's go. Oh man, I was yelling.
How did we grow her hair?
What's that?
I said, how did it regrow?
Oh yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah. No.
How did
Hey,
it
don't
Just
you
go with
question
it.
the scene? Don't you dare question the scene.
All right.
we're allowed to ask questions.
No. Shut up, on. Just play the clip.
Okay.
It's fine. I'll allow
We
it.
can't play the clip. We're not playing the clip. We're just.
I'm sorry, but this is the
let's
spawn that
go.
we grew
Fuck
up on.
How did she make new clothing?
Dude,
Yeah, that's all I wanted to know is
It's a lot
Yeah,
like how did Robin Williams get into the fucking Peter Pan outfit from holding the thimble to flying up? But it's a good scene. We won't question it. Same with here. It's a good scene. We won't question it.
It's MCU. We'll just say
See, brother.
It's nanobot.
By the way, this is what I thought would happen with Fat Thor. I thought he was going to transform and like magically lose all his weight and look like sort of what happened here, where she just went back to peak appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen.
No, I like that
with this
scene.
Yeah, and I like the outfit.
Oh
yeah, I love the outfit. This is the
This is
original
my favorite outfit.
This is the original outfit.
The best Storm outfit ever. I don't think there's ever been a better.
Yeah, it's
Storm
like the
outfit.
man. I like that too. It's the flying with. The,
Although, is it me or did she look small as hell next to that horse?
He's a big horse.
Yeah, dude.
Me.
I mean, some horses are really big.
Yeah, but this scene was awesome, dude. Like, even though my first question was, what can she grow? But I don't really care because that. Well, I am curious.
Well, if you can't explain it, you got all the shit up here. Remember?
They gave her
the reason.
The costume wasn't. This costume was her first costume. When this sequence came out, she had a different one in the comic.
That makes sense.
I do want to say Ford's
feather weaving.
metal leg is bandaged.
Feather weaving.
Yeah, it bleeds.
Wait, hold on a second.
Why is the
oil
bandaged?
everywhere?
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we
Oiling everywhere.
WD-40 all over the bed.
Yeah.
Why? Is
all I can say is that Zack officially cannot stand up for a while. He's very, very happy that Storm's back.
Dude, they should give. She gives Forge like a peg leg as payback.
Well, that's the only peg he gives.
So she applies the aloe to his shoulder, and it cures the
two fingers.
Venom. Oh boy!
The ointment. You guys are disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
We're just talking about ointment.
Her hair is really, it really did come in nice and full. It's almost maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah,
it's
shiny, nice and shiny too.
Yeah, shiny new.
As they're having their moment, they see the news of Genosha on the TV and hearing about what's happening there, and we see Storm and Forge upset. And then we get back to Charles Xavier in the classroom talking about
avocado suit,
talking about power and what is power. And
just watch the show that told me about that. It's about power.
Yeah.
And he basically calls the Shi'ar a snake oil racket, saying that they just take over planets. Oh, this is the apple part right here, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, I think
locust.
Yeah. And he says
Yeah.
like your empire is rivaling your own and just taking them out and making them follow what you believe in. And he says it's a snake oil racket. And then Charles, as he's slamming the Shi'ar community and their beliefs, he gets a ice brain freeze and collapses to the ground. No,
Yeah, it sucks because he was really having his moment. Like, who's the cripple lowborn now? And then all of a sudden, Gambit
And then all of a
shows
sudden, it's me.
Yeah, he gets a psychic zap, and all his memories, all these kind of memories, not memories, but what do you call it? Premonitions. Thank you. Sent to him, and he sees the death of Gambit, and he sees the death of many other mutants.
He has a Yoda Order 66 moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
well,
he needs to
no,
go back.
All Yoda did was go like this.
Right.
Yeah, and he's wanting to go back to Earth. He has to be with his X-Men.
Those fucking his
yeah,
eyebrows are
they
so gnarly.
They're like antenna. That's how he transfers his power.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're drawing onto that, so he looks
Well,
they look like the old. I don't know if you remember the old Flash Gordon. Jay,
it looks like Jake.
Yeah, he looks like Ming.
Yeah, it looks like Emperor Ming. Yeah,
Emperor Ming. Yeah,
that's funny.
And so, basically, we end off with that, with the X-Men, and then we get to this scene right here where Bolivar Trask is running through the streets, running for his life, and then he kind of falls to the ground because he gets hit from behind, and then he says, "Just kill me already." And then we get Sinister, and he says, "You nothing to fear, so long as you place your faith in Sinister." And that's how the episode ends.
Wait, what? Was that episode really that quick?
Yeah,
that's sort of thing. We went through that fast. Well, because it's mostly a dialogue-based episode, really.
Yeah, it's a heavy dialogue. I mean, we could talk about it more, but I just wanted to quickly scrub through it so we can actually have a conversation about tonight's episode.
That's why
it's also we have a smaller panel, tonight, right? We're missing a few people, so that
Don't
might
judge our size.
Yeah.
Listen, you could do a lot with a little. Zack knows.
I'm
sorry.
Continue to tell us how you would know this. Yes.
Yeah. How would you?
First-hand experience.
All right, both of you stand up.
Yeah.
All right, if you want me to.
No.
Exactly.
No, we're good.
That's the thing. You can't keep threatening me.
General thoughts on tonight's episode. I'll start with Badger. If you want to give us your thoughts.
I mean, as someone who I probably should have gone back and watched the last episode of the last whatever. It was because my homie. I remember when my homie was like, "You see, they brought back Professor X." I'm like, "What?" And so watching it, it's like, okay, so there he is, and then explaining why he hasn't been back yet. Yeah, and then I loved all the Forge and Storm stuff.
Yeah, well, because the final episode of the original series is when he got sent back to. He went with Lilandra because that's the only way he could survive.
Right.
Which is what happens in Trial of Magneto in the comics. So it's interesting that it's kind of delayed a little.
Yeah.
So
your general thoughts of this episode, if you want to rate it, you can go ahead. If you just want to just give your
yeah.
Do you think it's a filler?
No, but here's the thing. I don't think it's filler. I think they had to tell the Professor X stuff, but I was much more interested in one part more than I was the other part. But I don't know how much more they could have done as far as making me care a bunch of Shi'ar characters I probably wasn't going to care about beyond just Professor Xavier and the immediate thing, as opposed to Forge and Storm, which I cared more about. I don't think it was filler though. So yeah, it was an 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Sammy, your general thoughts there, bro?
I think Badger's right on the money. It's 8 out of 10. I will say I enjoyed this way more than the Jubilee Sunspot, or not Sunspot. What's
no, it is Sunspot.
No, it is Sunspot. Yeah, Sunspot.
Don't doubt yourself, man.
Thank you. with the whole Mojo thing, this was way better. I liked seeing those characters. I've always kind of liked the Shi'ar. Anytime I see anything with the Kree or anything in more of like the cosmic aspect of Marvel, I'm always going to be kind of interested in that. I'm glad that they threw that in there, and I loved what they did with the adversary. But it is no means the emotional gravity and action that we got in the last episode. So I mean, yeah, eight's good. It was by no means a bad episode. I don't think it was filler. But yeah, I mean, episode 5 was going to be a hard one to top. And
Yeah.
I think they do, but I mean, that is a banger of an episode. I think this is a great place to go from there, because that was a really heavy episode last time. It's nice to see like small victories like this, like, Storm getting her powers back and stuff like that. So as far as the pacing of the show goes, I think this is a good place to put it,
Definitely a small victory compared to Genosha.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, which is very heavy. So having Storm get her powers back, that's a nice little, and seeing Professor X is alive, that's a nice, little turnaround.
And also, when I saw him, I was like, okay, so that's maybe where they're going with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Zaxx.
Me? Oh,
which one?
Yeah, which one?
Zaxx.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Be specific next time.
He did say it. Listen,
You did say it. You did say it.
He very clearly, I would say.
I know. I sound like I have marbles in my mouth most of the time, but I did say.
Well, it's just because you're Canadian.
Violently Canadian.
Yeah.
Anyways, accent.
Yeah.
I'm just a Canadian, huh? I'm sorry that I thought you said Zack. So sorry. New dude about it. I would give this one 7, which is still, I think, a good score. It's B.
Yeah.
For me, I think you already, it's been said, but I've never cared about the Shi'ar ever, and they weren't going to sell me on this at all. It's just, I can't even be bothered to learn anything about them, who they are, don't care. And really, this, I think I liked Forge more here than I have before. And I think part of that's because of Storm, or however they told this story. Maybe it's because of the adversary was done better. But I cared more about him than I thought that I would. So that they did establish that. And Storm is always awesome, and Professor X is always X. So yeah, you're right. Like, it didn't. I think it gave depth to people, but I don't think it was filler. I guess if you were going to cut something, you could. I think it's context.
It's like you want to say what I wanted to say. It's as close as you could get to filler, but it's not filler.
Exactly.
But I see if someone said it was filler, how they think it is.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But like, we're so shitty with our properties now, where we want to go. It's okay sometimes to get to know people and relax and tell the story. It's okay.
That's what happened with me. Like, I was writing my second issue, and I'm like, is it okay that there's mostly dialogue? And then I'm watching X-Men 97. I'm like, yes, it is. Okay, people need to care about the characters. The reason why we were able to go so fast earlier on is because we cared about the characters. Now
I think it's all about I think it's all about pacing, though. Like, it's how well you pace it out. Yeah. If you're doing it like Tinian, then it's going to be boring as hell. Or Brian Bendis, it's going to be boring as hell. Place. You're going to be like reading, and you're going to be like, oh, this is too much. So, your thoughts there, Vaughn? Oh, sorry, Zaxx, do you have something?
I was just gonna say, like, you could cut. I mean, Xavier is who he is, but you could actually cut that whole thing out and not lose a lot, and maybe tell someone else's story that you haven't really told yet as deeply. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not complaining.
It's
just
it's core.
No,
it's everywhere.
So Vaughn, then give us your thoughts.
What were you laughing about? I don't get it.
What? So no, layer jokes.
No, the Star Wars line. It's just
your thoughts tonight, there, Vaughn.
Well, anyway, as someone, I don't know what you're laughing at. All right, I
I just
thought
love
this
how you're too
episode.
young for the prequels. Like,
What do you? I'm not young for the prequels. I must have just missed the joke. I
well, you
love the
didn't
prequel
catch
memes.
that reference.
All right,
Because he
what
said, as long as it's not Star Wars dialogue slow, and I quoted Anakin saying, I hate
Yeah.
sand, it's coarse
didn't
and rough, and it gets everywhere.
Wait, oh, I was. Oh, I thought you were laughing at me. So because I
No,
knew
but
you
we
were
are laughing at you, but for
Not
Yeah,
everything's
I-
about you.
Yeah.
Shut up, silly. So anyway, now it is about me, Sammy. So how do you like that?
Oh.
I actually really
love it.
did. I liked this episode. We're laughing near you. Thank you, man. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, I thought this was a very solid episode. I'm kind of with you. I was thinking about it because I was like, if I could adapt an X-Men story, how often do I think about the Shi'ar? You know, they're great for other characters, but they have cool designs, but like I really don't care that much about them. And I think that but I liked the dilemma of Professor X. I liked that they used it almost to show Professor X. Now, I don't know if I could buy the fact that he's supposed to win over a civilization with just like one little class that has had eons, but I think that scene was good. It was pretty well done. I thought it was like not too preachy. I liked it. I thought it was the character and the characterization was really solid. I really liked this spin on life death. I do wish, I mean, it was different from the comics, very different, but I didn't mind it at all because the core idea was there. Although, Jay, you were mentioning how there was kind of that issue 2 had that like African village, if I remember correctly. I do miss that, but Forge, I was looking at it. I don't think Forge is in that issue.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he is? Okay. Never mind. But
He's
it's like
in it
that.
for like a very small snippet, but
Okay.
he's in there.
Because but I did, even though I missed that, I really liked it. I do wonder how Storm got her costume, but it looked so cool that I was like, you know, it really, I think it's a very well done episode. I really do. I like that even down to like, okay, you have Storm. Not only she's stripped of her weaknesses, let's make her go even lower. And at her lowest point is when she gets her powers. I think it was very well done. I'm going to give it around a 7 to 8 maybe. Very good. Very good episode.
John, yes, you do need to watch this series because this is, I think, episode 5 is probably one of the best writing you've seen.
But now we have to give a caveat that you better enjoy this for what it is.
Yeah.
Because
potentially with
sure.
parentheses.
Yes.
But we all know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Zack cook there. As for me, this episode, I have trouble with this because like it flips back and forth from the Shi'ar to a powerful moment that Storm's going through. She's finding herself. She's facing her fears. She's realizing the lies that have been told to her, and that gets kind of overlooked in this series because of the Shi'ar stuff. I would have preferred maybe a half and half. The first half of Shi'ar, and then maybe ending a little snippet with Shi'ar at the end there. But I think the Love Death series needs to be a full episode almost, because you got to learn about Storm a lot more, get attached to Storm a lot more, even though you're invested in her in these episodes. I think it's because it's a heavy. The comics are like one of the one of the top storylines, like up there with like Dark Phoenix and a few others. And I wish they would have brought in the East African storyline that she went to East Africa to find her roots and find herself. I thought that would have been brought a little more relevance to the storyline. And I think the more her and Forge together would have been a lot better too. I think the pacing was maybe a little too quick for this episode. I would give it like a 6.5, 7. It's not a filler, but I'm with Zaxx. I don't care for the Shi'ar because there's so many. Like you got the Brotherhood of Mutants, you got the X-Men, and you have some other characters on the outside already in that X-Men universe. Adding the Shi'ar just adds too many characters that you're just kind of like, you kind of get lost at times trying to remember who's who, and then you don't even care of some characters. I don't know.
They never matter for whatever reason. Like
Yeah.
going in, they don't matter. They're going to be here for an issue or two, and then they're gone again.
They're kind of just whenever they show up, and I will say they show up, they lead to like the finale of the Dark Phoenix saga is great. I like that it feels like it's an alien superhero team. I do like that. But at the end of the day, like in terms of the Imperial Guard, I think the Shi'ar, they did a good job with the Shi'ar. I liked that also that they reinforced Charles Xavier's idealism. That is so like I think we're kind of underselling how important that is in a day and age where we're trying to be literally people are like, Professor X was always a bad guy. I'm like, no, he wasn't. What are you talking about? So like seeing an actual idealistic Professor X feels like a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but do you think we needed to see that with the Shi'ar, or do you think we could have seen that with the actual X-Men?
I'm going to go ahead and defend the Shi'ar stuff as someone who isn't even that big of a fan of the Shi'ar, because I think that the coldness and the fact that it's who are these weirdos I don't even know, I'm so far from home, and now I have to get rid of these characters I do care about to appease them. I mean, I get it. But the thing is, I also will be honest in saying I was never a huge fan of Lilandra. I care because Charles cares, but I wouldn't be like devastated about Lilandra's death. So I think they could have sold me to like love, because like, for example, you can understand why Storm loves Forge, I feel like, more than you can understand why Charles loves Lilandra, if that makes sense.
Wow. Can't understand why Charles likes her?
No, well...
I mean, I tapped that.
Later.
You tap anything, Zack.
He's got his legs back, amongst other things.
Yeah.
But Bert, see, did you?
Mm-hmm.
But
alive for the first time.
She ain't looking bad. I mean, let's not all lie. Come on, let's be honest here. With Lilandra, I say she's looking pretty good.
Well, anyway, my point is, I actually do think that the distance of the Shi'ar Empire actually kind of brought in the closeness of the X-Men, because that fact that even in a galaxy that far away with these people, he struggles and he can't meet them. And so I do think it makes me want Professor X to get back with them more, because we feel that he wants to get back with them more. And it makes me understand why it's so important. It's the same reason, actually, as part of, I think the reason why it was paralleled with life death is it's kind of that theme, right? Of when you have something torn from you, you have to, once you're without it, you know how much it means.
Yeah. And I'm not like the hugest fan of the Shi'ar myself either, but it was cool seeing characters like Ronan the Accuser and Gladiator. And
I like seeing them in their comic.
Even just for like an episode, like I was fine with all of that. I mean, even the Kree and like their actual costumes, like that was fine.
Oh, it's cool, but doesn't it take away from the actual X-Men, and we want to see more?
I'll tell you why I don't know, is because that he left at the end of the original series, so he had to come back from that. So we had to explain how he gets back in the first place. So I mean,
and making
they only did it for half an episode. So I mean,
he might have been setting it up for something that, well, who knows now, but maybe in future seasons, he had to show certain characters and culture of it so that when they revisit it, we, got those moments.
Well, and
he seems
like
hyper aware.
We were introduced to them in the original series. That's how Professor X left, they saved his life. So that's where he's been. We need a way to get him back. So that's just the natural progression of just getting him back to Earth. So I mean, as much as I would have liked to see him do that classroom scene with someone like the Brotherhood or anything, I don't necessarily think
it's not going to work with the Brotherhood.
Exactly. Yeah. But also it was like the point is we had to get him back. Here's how we got him back. So
I think they did a really good job with it. Honestly, I think I can easily defend it. And like I said, I really do think it adds that the fact that we're so longing for the X-Men is kind of how Charles feels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but it's also like the Shi'ar have always been we're always a big part of the X-Men with Claremont's run. And again, they're not my favorite, but they're important. They've done some important stuff.
Sounds like pro Shi'ar propaganda to me.
Well, can we? Hang on.
does.
First of all, can we finally get Cyclops and Havoc to like actually acknowledge each other? In the original series, they don't even acknowledge each other. It's like what?
I agree with that.
Come on. Like, we're gonna bring in Vulcan now, and like Cyclops and Havoc have no relationship.
Yeah, you got all three Summers brothers, and none of
That
them.
they don't know each other. And then, did he even just find out Corsair was his dad in the original?
Not. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't remember that.
I don't think so because they named Cable in this version Nathan Charles Summers when it's supposed to be Nathan Christopher Charles Summers because Christopher is his dad and Charles is his adopted dad, and then Nathan is Mr. Sinister. So I don't think so, which means they had to change Cable's name, which is weird.
I mean, they could just add another name. Like, did they?
But it's this.
get rid of it?
Yeah, they called him Nathan Charles Summers instead of Nathan Christopher Charles Summers. Because he has two middle names in the comics for some reason. I don't know.
So you guys are happy with the Shi'ar?
Yeah.
In this episode.
I love
hate the Shi'ar. Just say it. Come on, say
now
it.
I hate
It's
them.
not
Now
that I
I-
don't. It's not that I don't hate them. Sorry,
Simps.
go ahead, Zack.
Stop simping for the Shi'ar. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think it's too much. You're adding too much to the story. I get it. It fits the animation really well. In the comics, when they were in the comics, it was a waste of time for me reading about the Shi'ar. I just didn't care about the characters.
No,
I did not care about the storyline. The Dark Phoenix saga, yeah, it helped because it was, an intergalactic issue, or problem, and yeah, that worked for that 4 or 5 series comics. But like in the animation here, I want to, like, we rarely see Wolverine in this series as it is, which is a good thing. I would like to see.
I need more Wolverine representation in this series.
You get
He's
plenty of
definitely in
him.
it. No, we didn't.
In this series, no, we did
No, not in this series. I'm not saying in this series.
I know. No, I didn't get any Wolverine.
I'd like
in
to
this one.
see. Yeah, I'd like to see more character depth of Morph. I'd like to see more character depth from the other characters. Like, we still have Nightcrawler that we could get something from him. Like, there's so many other characters I want to see besides the Shi'ar that are actually X-Men. So
yes,
I'd love to see the Brotherhood of Mutants kind of, see what happens with that. Like, there's just a lot there I would love to see.
And more life death, it sounds like. So I get it. I do totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I just, the Shi'ar are boring. I just don't care.
I get
I really don't.
I think
but I'm saying that he was there. That's the only reason that I defend that is he was up there.
Yeah.
So they
continuity
had to
issue.
So
Yes.
if they would have just had the episode and all of a sudden Xavier just like crash lands in a spaceship and they would have, well, where the hell have you been?
I get it. Yeah, I do. But I also do get the point. It's like, man, why did we did take away from some life death time? It did, So I get it. I get it. We had to bring him back.
It was just from the decisions that the old showrunner made, and but he still had to address it. And I mean, in the scheme of things, now see, but we're also operating under we know we only have so many Bo DeMeo episodes left. So like, I don't think it would be that big of a deal if we knew that they were using all of his stuff for season 2 and God willing season 3. But now that we know that these are the last couple Bo episodes that we're gonna get, then yes, our time is finite, and yes, screw the Shi'ar. I don't want to hear a damn thing about him. Let's get some more things. What I'm saying, in the scheme of things, when I originally watched this, yes, he went out into space with the Shi'ar. They had to bring him back from that, but yes, it's a shame that it's half of an episode. But
well, let me ask you this, Sammy. Right? So, like, from the previous show, like, the old showrunner, the old cartoon, they've done so much with these characters. They brought in the Brotherhood. They brought in all these other different elements. Why not go ahead and shift the time away to characters that people, don't give a shit, right? And shed some light on them because they're also part of that X-Men world.
Before you answer that, Zaxx, you wanted to say something there.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think some of this, like this Shi'ar stuff, it's possible it could be generational because you and I could say for sure that I had the experience of growing up with X-Men comics, and you go to 7-Eleven and you get there and you hope there's a new comic, and no one fucking told me when it was comic day. So you go there 3 or 4 times a week looking for X-Men, and it's X-Men, and it's the fucking Shi'ar. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, well, I don't know when there's gonna be another one, so I'll buy this one, I guess. And you're disappointed, and that's all you get. So you guys are from, Vaughn, especially, a time when it's like, well, it's nice to have more. 100%. It's always nice to have more. And so, but I guess I come from it at it from a place of, well, it's instead of. And so when I think about this episode, could they have then told us a more interesting story that would have maybe brought me to someone else who I wouldn't have been otherwise? And if you're cutting to add, then I think that's a different question of, is it nice to have? Absolutely. I enjoyed the episode. I don't dislike it. It's just,
But, yeah.
it's economy of that.
Yeah,
I
let's-
think we're just.
how
I think
about,
we have.
all right, how about an arcade episode at some point, please?
Oh,
my
that's,
God, that would be
I would
so
love
cool.
that. I would love that.
I would love it. Do
Go ahead,
30
Zach.
episodes.
Yeah,
I'm a happy guy.
yeah.
Yeah, if only Disney cared what us fans wanted.
Yeah, I am
Could
getting really
you-
sick of these 10 episodes as a season.
Could you bring in Alpha Flight? I would love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
baby.
You know,
Canadians.
trying to bring. Well, no, because that's they were in a lot of X-Men episodes
I'm
trying to
just
bring
gonna-
Wolverine back to Department H.
Mhm.
So I
Oh,
mean,
dude.
if you got the Wendigo, like, oh man, that would be
Nah.
a kick-ass animation. Like,
Proteus?
Oh.
Do we ever have Proteus in the original?
Jay,
I don't think so.
like,
Proteus
Jay,
would be cool.
imagine if they had fucking what's his name, Weapon X or whatever the hell.
That's
his name was.
Proteus. That's Proteus.
Yeah.
Like kicking
Yeah.
the shit out of Wolverine. He
Yeah.
he comes out of nowhere, just like he's like trying to you're coming back with us. You're like government.
Oh wait, that's not
property.
That's
that was Guardian.
it was
that was-
Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guardian.
Vindic-
There you go.
or
Oh, good morning,
Vindicator,
Nolan.
whatever. Yeah, but I mean,
Vindicator,
or
yeah,
just
like three
Good
words.
old fashioned Wolverine Sabretooth square off would be nice.
Yep.
Yep.
Or I was thinking Mutant X, not Weapon X. Sorry, Mutant X.
Weapon X is me, bub.
but yeah, I totally agree with Zaxx. Like when growing up as a kid and you're getting your X-Men comics, I think it was like at that time I think it was monthly. I don't
Yep.
think it was, and
Yeah.
you never knew when they came out. And when you go to the store, 7-Eleven or the drugstore, and you get and it was a Shi'ar episode. It was like, what is this shit? And you grabbed it because your favorite characters were in it, and you're just like, I'm just gonna grab it anyway because it's got
I do
Wolverine and
I'll be honest. I can't think of a time I was ever excited to see the Shi'ar. And looking back, I've read over 100 issues, and it's like I'm always like, oh, it's the Shi'ar, but I'm never like, yeah, let's go. Like I'm never
I
like
guess
when
I'm the
Juggernaut-
only one then.
when Juggernaut shows up, I'm like, yeah, Juggernaut. When Magneto shows up, But when the Shi'ar show up, I'm like, okay.
The only
Damn,
way I
I
can
guess I'm
relate
the
to
only
this
one.
is when I thought Batman the Animated Series was coming on, but it would end up being the Adam West Batman. And I'd be like, shit, I want Batman, but this
Yeah.
wasn't the Batman that I wanted.
Oh, see, I was fine with both.
I know what it was that I think I got the serious Batman of like Keaton and Conroy. That when I saw the West shit, I was like, I don't like this. I don't like
Oh,
camp.
See, my dad loved
Oh.
the West show, so he had a bunch of them on VHS. So, like, I was
Yeah,
watching
see,
those all throughout.
If you do it in the wrong order, you could fucking spoil your kid on Adam West.
yeah,
So
exactly.
Yeah.
if you want your kid to like Adam West, show him that first, and then show
then
him Keaton and all
upgrade
the
it,
other
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's
I like
working.
Gemma's-
I'm now able to control Gooch and Zack.
Yeah, I like
The
that.
Professor X geezer control.
Shit.
I guess I'm the only one, man, because I absolutely love the Shi'ar. I mean, I used to get a kick
What's
out
your
of.
favorite part of him?
I mean, I love that the way how like you guys said, I love the way their culture is, how cold they are, ruthless and powerful. That they're always warring with the Skrulls, and shit's always happening down with them. And I mean, I playing the PlayStation, the Shi'ar was a huge core element into the game and the decision making. So I guess like some of those factors just really grew on me. But yeah, no, I get what you guys are saying too. I'm not dismissing that at all. I guess I'm the only one that
I
just
feel
feels different. I'm like,
No,
if
you're allowed to love.
when I see him in the comics or whatever, I'm like, fuck yeah, Shi'ar, let's go. Like,
Yeah, I just when I see him, I'm just like
He's
another
been
day,
drawing
another.
Shi'ar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Jam
he's
has a good
working
point
really
in the
hard.
chat. He's got so he brings up Nightcrawler. I'd love to see Nightcrawler, Colossus, magic
Colossus,
episode.
yeah.
Like, give us
Shadowcat?
that instead of Shadowcat. There you go. Give us something, a side story with them instead of, or a couple of them instead of the Shi'ar. That's what I would prefer. Nightcrawler, we hardly got any Nightcrawler and no Colossus really.
Yeah. Who's
So
Shadowcat even being introduced into
No.
the
Havoc.
show at all?
Havoc. Give us Havoc.
But you don't have to reach for the Shi'ar is my point. You could. There's so
Yeah.
much that's close that we're missing.
Yeah. Well, I understand why he
And
wrote
again,
that
it
way.
cut
It
into
made
life,
sense.
death, time.
Don't Shi'ar me and tell me it's Nightcrawler. I get it.
But,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think they did a great job. I do think that it showed the distance from Xavier and his homeworld, and the Shi'ar were well used to do other stuff. But no, I understand your grievances too. But it's
Well,
like
you
had
can
to-
Shi'ar in one hand and Nightcrawler in the other, and
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
me which one gets filled first.
Yeah.
All right, Vaughn, let me ask you this X-Men
Yeah.
question.
Yep.
How did Professor X meet Princess
I guess we're
Valkyrie?
not on the panel anymore. It's just Vaughn and
Oh no! I
Okay.
well, Vaughn is like the master X-Men comic.
I mean, I don't. I
So,
think these guys have probably objectively read more than me, Zaxx, and Gooch. I would assume they've had, but I'll take the. I'll pretend I'm the master.
I'm sure they have. No.
Oh, you've got the master text in here.
well, anyone.
Well,
then.
yeah, it's called a bookshelf.
What's your
How did
question, Zach?
How did Professor X meet Princess Lilandra? They're
So
both,
it was,
you know.
yeah. So it was. She was like escaped from her planet. This is during the original Phoenix saga, and he started getting
Yeah.
these messages from these bird chicks. She's like, "Help me!" I forgot she was psychic actually until this episode. I totally forgot about that. She's like, "Help! I'm being chased!" And then she crashed to the earth, and then they like psychically fell in love. And then he cucked Moira actually for a bird chick, and she's like, "What the fuck?" So then she went with Banshee. But yeah. That's how they met. They psychically they were kind of like dating back in the day.
Oh
They-
yeah, they were doing. It was like a "you got mail" thing.
profile picture.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me. Yeah, it was right in.
Okay, that's interesting. How early on was that? Was that
Wait,
like
you haven't read it?
200? No.
No, that's 120. Was that?
Oh, I thought you read.
120?
You haven't read all of Claremont's run, Zach?
I've read most of it. There's some things I
Oh,
forgot.
yeah.
So like that's one of the moments that I forgot.
That's
how they
one.
met
That's
up.
episode 126. Am I right? No, it's before that. It's before
wait,
that.
It's one.
Wait,
It's
way
like
before
right
that.
after. It's
It's
after
one.
100. I think it's 10. Well, here's her coming to Earth. She's like coming to Earth, and then yeah, she's the X-Men are doing their own thing, and then she kind of comes over. Firelord comes in. There's like Eric the Red, and they're chasing her to Earth.
Fire Lord
Yeah,
Ozai?
they're
Fire
actually.
Lord.
She was actually requesting help to fight the Kree at that time.
No, it wasn't. She was trying to fight Deken.
Oh,
Her
yeah,
brother.
Ken, that's
Her
right,
brother
that's
took.
right.
So their brother
Yes,
took
that's
over.
right.
They mentioned in this episode the whole Macron crystals. That was her. They had a brother. She has two bad siblings. So the brother Deken, and then the
And
Deathbird who we
Deathbird,
saw.
yeah.
What happened to Deken? He died, right, or something?
Yeah, he.
That's how little I care. I guess. It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah. So Zach, you done there, buddy? To show your.
All
picture
right.
and-
it's gonna be all the Shi'ar people, and we're
How
just gonna all
many-
feel bad.
Fuck you. How many people are watching?
It's gonna be
drawing
Lalana
bird
just
porn.
giving
We
us
got
a finger.
It's gonna be
61 people watching.
Lilandra.
Okay.
Only bird people.
Yeah.
So for me, I loved this episode. I really did. Storm has always been my favorite superhero babe in general, not just like focused as an X-Men character. So for me, this episode is 9 just because of that fucking costume reveal to me. It was so great. It was so great. But
Woo.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
I imagine like Storm is holding Forge in the dream state or the
Oh,
know,
the
or
claws
what
coming
she's
out of the
in.
water. Or the
Yeah.
talons
yeah, they're like
coming out of the
rallying
water.
that's cool.
her and like kind of treating him as the Storm, and she's using her lightning powers. This is a moment where she just got her, her costume. This is like,
And I
Well,
like
that's
how you're not showing Forge's face so you can imagine that it's yours.
Dude,
oh
almost-
yeah,
That's
Dude,
awesome.
that's
man.
phenomenal.
That's great.
You should get someone to
Thank
color
you.
that
Yeah.
digitally.
I
like-
want somebody to color some of my pieces. I
yeah.
actually Yeah, I really do. I don't know.
We're
if
all trying to
anybody
get
in the
people to
chat
color
that's
our
a
pieces.
colorist,
No,
I don't know
Hatua
if
art
anybody
pieces.
is-
That- I was gonna
Hatua
say,
art.
Spit on that thing. I would not
Well,
mind that. Somebody from the chat's like a good colorist. Like if they were like, "Yeah, I'll color that for you. Send me the file."
I could
I'd
color
totally
it for
be down.
you poorly, but I could color it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's well, I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. Episode 6 was a good one.
You're welcome.
Quickly go around and announce what we're doing. What we're doing for the rest of the week. So we'll start off with Zack. I know you're going to be here tomorrow and Thursday. Anywhere else?
No, I'm just gonna be with you all the way through, man.
All right, brother. And I'll do the announcement afterwards. Joker, it's always good to have you back, brother. I appreciate you, man. Vaughn, what do you got going on?
So I've been working on my comic a lot, but this week I'm planning on doing some live streams. If anyone has any spots and shows, let me know. I'm really promoting my comic, but I'm getting it done. I've got a lot of work on that. I'm probably going to do some streams. I got one interview tomorrow night at 8, and then I'm going on Dan Fan's channel on Friday. I'm not sure if any of you guys know who she is. So yeah, just a couple of interviews. Might be doing some gaming streams on my channel. I'm trying to hopefully finish up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm really close to the end. But anyway, keep an eye on my comic, Phenomenova issue 1. I'll pull up the page real quick. We're lettering it. We're almost done lettering it. We're so close to being done with it. So make sure to check that out. Check out my interview with one of my artists. Gooch was screwing with me in the chat. It was really fun.
He does that.
Hold on. So let me pull this up the page real quick. Should I share the Indiegogo or the Fund My Comic? Or does it not matter?
Whatever tickles your fancy, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll do this one because it has Zack's piece. So if you like Zack's art, like that beautiful piece you just saw, you can get one for free with your order of Phenomenova issue 1. This is the first issue of my comic book. If you like X-Men, I'm a big fan of X-Men, and it was a huge inspiration on my series. When you back it, you will get this. Sammy 3-Peat got it. This is the back cover, and we got not 1, not 2, but 5 covers. We got the main cover and 4 limited edition variant covers. So here's the main cover. Then we got our first cover by Sukeisha Ray, who I just had on my channel. The second cover is variant cover is the Final Fantasy VII homage cover. The third one is an Irene Strakowski variant cover. The fourth is a cover by Buzz. So wherever you go, make sure you back this book if you haven't already. We're so close to 15K, less than $500 away. And once we get that, everyone will be able to get this mini print. It's a superhero comic set 20 years after World War III and follows the idealistic son of a war hero as he strikes out to become the next generation of superheroes. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. Issue 2 is already in production with more on the way.
Nice.
I'm writing issue 4 right now, actually.
Nice. Good job there, Vaughn.
Thank you.
Really good job. Really good job.
Super excited to read it, buddy.
Thank you.
Zaxx, bro, it's good to have you back.
Thanks, man.
I feel complete now. What do you got going on? I know tomorrow night you got What's Good Wednesday.
Yeah, What's Good Wednesday. Tomorrow night we're going to talk a bit about some of the stuff with House of the Dragon, the episodes, but more. I'm getting interested now in sort of some of the lore and also the way people are talking about the show, and you're really seeing some of these really weird attempts to shut people down who still really like the series but have like minor critiques, and it just kind of shows off a lot of this crazy shill culture that's just now become attack dogs. Even though we're all like the same show, it's they're finding the weirdest reasons to come after people. And so I might get into some of that stuff because this last episode was really like, I wanted to cover it, but I have to add to the show because there's not a lot exciting to talk about from that episode. But I also want to get into, like, we're halfway through the season. How much do you like it? What's going to happen? How's it going to finish? Is it going to finish faster than Sammy? Maybe.
I don't know, man. I just saved 2 seconds
That's
off my best time.
Nice.
Sammy, what do you got going on there, brother?
Animation block for the rest of the week. Sometimes I hang out with Zack on Saturday nights, and Other than that, we also have that House of the Dragon talk with Nadia. Actually, we don't have that this week, unfortunately. Nadia's got the vid, so we'll be. I'll just be taking it. I'll work on my own stuff. I have a couple videos that I've been working on, but you can definitely check out my channel. It's on YouTube, and you can always find me making an ass of myself on Twitter. So,
Hello, Sammy. I've listened to your video a couple times, and you sent it to me when you were still working on it. But dude, I sat down and watched that whole thing again. That's fucking awesime. That's a great job.
Good. It's very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Your first video? Holy shit!
Yeah.
I have a couple ones that I'm working on now. I'll tell you guys after the show, but this one that I just started, I'm very excited about, and I don't want to leak anything on it. But
Sammy can't stand up now. Badger, buddy.
Busy week.
Yes.
yeah, dude.
Someone's birthday on Sunday, but what do you got going on before that?
God, I've entirely forgot about that too. Yeah, so tomorrow on Film Threat, they're having their Star Wars eulogy from 1 PST till 7. I will be there like the entire time, basically reading super chats. Anyone's going to be there, so make sure to be watching. I'm sure if you're there and in chat, throw shout outs, and Chris will be sending out links and stuff for people to come and do their eulogies. And then Thursday, pre-FNT on Irwin's channel, and then I'm gonna go from that right on to FNT because I'll be or FNT. What did I say that open bar on Thursday, and then I'm going on open bar to talk about Acolyte finale.
Nice.
This Thursday, so that'll be fun. Yeah. And then
and then this weekend, go check out Badger's channel on Sunday. It's his birthday bash.
That'll be fun. Yeah, 39 years young.
Yeah. If you haven't subscribed to these people, get out there and subscribe. These guys have great channels. They're good people, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. I think you enjoy it. As for me, a couple things I want to address. Zack and I are working on a book. Diabolical Souls presents. It's going to be having all the artwork that Zack has done throughout all the series that we've reviewed. We're also going to have the panel in there, and we're going to have some comments. Some of the people's super chats are going to be in there. This is like a one of a kind, very different book that's going to be up for sale coming this fall. I just want people to look out for it. I think no one's ever done this, done a YouTube book, but we're going to be doing it. We're going to be tackling it. Secondly, I want to again thank everyone for coming on tonight. It's always fun having you guys on. It's always having a blast. Everyone in the chat, you guys rock. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing at 8:00 Eastern. We're going to be doing Fire and Ice. Ralph Bakshi, Frank Rosetta, Roy Thomas. That's a cult classic. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got quite the panel for that one. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I need to watch that movie.
Oh, dude, you
do.
Zack just watched it, and he right away said this is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, come join us tomorrow.
Doesn't know movies.
Yeah, come join us for that one tomorrow. That's going to be a really, really good time. We got
one of my cover artists actually just did a Fire and Ice variant cover.
Yes, there's a new comic series. Yes, Hail Tigra. Yes. So we got an awesome panel for that. Then Thursday night we have the Demon Slayer. We're doing episode 8 and 9 for that. So come join us for that one. And then who knows where I'll pop up. I'll be on some streams here and there. I'll pop on Zaxx. I'll probably pop on Badger's baby on his birthday. Yeah, I might.
There,
yeah.
Yes, probably
yeah,
some of you. Yes,
yeah.
We'll see.
Yes, yeah. Everyone, take care. Join us tomorrow night and have a great evening. Get some sleep. Get to sleep, X-Men. How about that? No,
to sleep, my X-Men.
Just get to sleep. Yeah. Just get to sleep. Catch you later, guys. Ciao.
Good night.
Bye.